Have you ever walked into a home and felt an instant sense of peace? Not because of the furniture or the decor, but because of the way it smelled, like clean linen, fresh flowers, or maybe a quiet memory from long ago. There's something deeply comforting about a home that carries a gentle, familiar scent. It tells a story. It says someone lives here with care, with pride, and with love. Today, you'll learn how to bring that feeling into your own home, not with expensive products or harsh sprays, but with simple, safe ingredients you likely already have. Together, we'll create a few natural blends that fill your space with calm, warmth, and just a touch of elegance. You'll also hear a few ideas for those special moments. A scent for when the grandkids visit, one for those quiet, rainy afternoons, and even one to help you sleep better at night. This is more than just freshening the air. It's about creating an atmosphere, one that supports your peace, your memories, and the gentle rhythm of your life. Take a deep breath. Let's begin. 1. The memory bowl. Scent that lasts. Let's start with something I like to call the memory bowl. It's a simple little mixture you can place in almost any room of your home. But what makes it special isn't just how good it smells, it's the feeling it brings. This blend doesn't overwhelm the space. It doesn't mask anything. Instead, it gently lingers, just enough to make a room feel clean, calm, and deeply lived in. To begin, you'll need a small bowl. It doesn't need to be fancy. Any old bowl will do. Then take about 5 tablespoons of coarse salt. If you don't have coarse salt, regular table salt works too. The salt acts as a base. It absorbs moisture and slowly releases the scent over time. Next, add 3 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol. This helps the scent carry more easily through the air and also keeps little bugs away. It's a practical touch with a powerful effect. Now comes the heart of the mixture, fabric softener. Add 2 full capfuls of your favorite scent. If you're unsure what to choose, think back to something familiar. Maybe the smell of fresh cotton, lavender from your garden, or even something floral, like honeysuckle. The best scent is one that brings you comfort. Give it all a gentle stir, and you'll see the texture turn into something soft and inviting. You can place this bowl in a bathroom, your bedroom, by the kitchen sink, or even in the closet. What I love most about this blend is that it doesn't just freshen a room, it transforms it. It reminds people that someone thoughtful lives there, someone who pays attention to the little things. And here's a little bonus. Most of these ingredients can be found at your local dollar store. That means it's affordable, accessible, and easy to recreate anytime you need a little lift. Coming up next, I'll share one surprising spice that takes this scent to an entirely new level, and you probably already have it in your pantry. 2. The secret spice that changes everything. Now that your memory bowl is mixed and ready, I want to show you a small but powerful addition. One that not only deepens the fragrance, but adds something truly special. It's something simple, familiar, and maybe even sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. Cloves. Yes, cloves. Those tiny, brown, nail-shaped spices that you might have used in holiday baking or to stud an orange back in the day. They're known for their rich, warm aroma, something between cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little touch of mystery. But in this case, cloves do more than just smell good. Cloves have natural antimicrobial properties, which means they help purify the air while adding a spicy, cozy layer to your scent blend. They also help the fragrance last longer. Just 5 or 6 whole cloves stirred into your memory bowl is enough to elevate the entire atmosphere of a room. Now, I know it might sound unusual at first, mixing fabric softener with a cooking spice, but trust me on this. When you walk past that bowl and catch a hint of soft floral mixed with warm spice, it doesn't feel artificial. It feels like a memory. It's the scent of a home that has stories. And if you've ever simmered a pot of clove and cinnamon on the stove in the fall, you already know how comforting that smell can be. This time, you're not simmering anything. You're creating something that just sits quietly in the room and reminds you that you're safe, that you're home. What I love most is how adaptable this is. You can use cloves year-round or swap them out seasonally. Maybe add a star anise in winter, or a little dried lavender in spring. You don't need to spend extra either. Most dollar stores carry small packets of cloves. You can also find store-brand versions in the spice aisle for just a couple of dollars. And here's a little secret. Guests will notice. They might not immediately say, "Oh, I smell cloves," but they'll pause. They'll smile. They'll look around your space like they just stepped into a gentle embrace. You can even place this bowl near the front door. That way, every time you, or someone you love, walks into your home, there's an invisible welcome waiting in the air. Coming up, I'll show you how to take this same philosophy, simple ingredients, real comfort, and apply it to everyday cleaning, without relying on harsh chemicals. Because a clean home doesn't need to smell like bleach to feel fresh. It just needs to smell like care. 3. A clean home without harsh chemicals. Let's talk for a moment about what clean really means. For many of us growing up, the smell of bleach or strong disinfectants was the signal that a house had been scrubbed from top to bottom. It was sharp, strong, and sometimes a little overwhelming. But here's something I've learned over time. A clean home doesn't have to smell harsh. It doesn't need chemicals that sting your nose or make your eyes water. Clean can smell gentle. It can smell soft. It can smell like lemon and peppermint and peace. If you're someone who's sensitive to synthetic fragrances, or maybe just tired of how aggressive modern cleaners can be, I want to show you a natural option that works just as well and smells even better. Here's what you'll need. 1 clean spray bottle, 1 cup of distilled water, half a cup of plain white vinegar, 10 drops of lemon essential oil, 5 drops of peppermint or eucalyptus essential oil. Combine the water and vinegar first, then add your essential oils. Shake it up gently, and that's it. You're ready to clean. This simple blend is wonderful for countertops, sinks, bathroom surfaces, and even kitchen appliances. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Vinegar? Won't it smell sour? The answer is yes, but only for a moment. Vinegar has a strong scent when it's wet, but as it dries, it disappears, and what remains is the refreshing scent of the essential oils. The lemon helps lift grease and stains, and the peppermint gives your space that bright, cool, just cleaned feeling. What's even better is that you're not just freshening your space, you're protecting your health. Many store-bought cleaners contain chemicals that can trigger asthma, headaches, or skin irritation, especially over time. With this blend, you get the best of both worlds, a clean space and a clean conscience. You can keep a bottle in the kitchen, 1 in the bathroom, even 1 in the laundry room. It's affordable, easy to make, and surprisingly effective. And if you want to get creative, you can adjust the scents. Try orange and clove in the fall, or lavender and mint in the spring. The beauty is, it's entirely up to you. Coming up next, I'll share one of my favorite blends of all time, a soft, safe scent I use when my grandkids come to visit. It's warm, gentle, and perfect for bedrooms, playrooms, or anywhere little hands love to go. 4. A scent for the grandkids. Safe and sweet. There's a certain kind of joy that only arrives when little feet run through your doorway. When the grandkids visit, suddenly the house is alive with laughter, sticky fingers, and tiny voices asking for snacks or stories. And as much as we love making our homes feel fresh and inviting for ourselves, it's just as special to create an atmosphere that feels safe and comforting for the children we love. I always want my home to smell sweet when they visit. Not too strong, not too flowery, but soft and warm. Something that makes them feel calm, safe, and at ease. And above all, I want it to be gentle and non-toxic, because their little bodies are more sensitive than ours. So here's a simple spray I make that's perfect for bedrooms, pillows, blankets, or even stuffed animals. It takes just a minute to mix, and I promise, it smells like comfort in a bottle. You'll need 2 cups of distilled water, 5 drops of chamomile essential oil, 5 drops of lavender or vanilla essential oil, a clean glass spray bottle. Combine all ingredients, give it a gentle shake, and you're done. Chamomile is soothing and calming, perfect for winding down before bedtime. Lavender brings peace, and vanilla adds that soft, cozy warmth that reminds us of cookies and lullabies. I usually spray it lightly on the pillows before the kids lie down for a nap or bedtime. Sometimes I even mist it on the blankets in their reading nook. And every once in a while, I'll let them help me make the spray. It becomes a little ritual. They love picking the scent and shaking the bottle like they're helping with something important. There's a magic in that moment, not just in the scent, but in the care behind it. They may not say it out loud, but children feel when they're safe. They feel when a space is made for them with love. And honestly, even when they're not visiting, I sometimes use this spray myself. It reminds me of their hugs, their tiny giggles, and the way they fall asleep with their faces all peaceful and soft. Coming up next, we'll shift the mood a little. I want to share a blend I use on quiet, rainy days when I'm feeling a little nostalgic or maybe just missing someone I love. It's a fragrance that doesn't try to cheer you up, but instead wraps around you like a quiet song. 5. Rainy Day Blend. When you miss someone, not every day feels light and bright. Some days are quieter. Maybe it's raining outside and the house feels just a little too still. Maybe it's one of those mornings where you make coffee for one and remember the days when you made it for two. Or maybe it's just that kind of moment where your heart misses someone it used to hold close. We all have those days. And when I feel that quiet sadness settle in, like a soft gray blanket over everything, I don't try to fight it. I make space for it. I let it be part of the rhythm of life. And on those days, I reach for what I call my rainy day blend. It's not meant to be cheerful. It's not made to hide feelings. It's made to honor them with a scent that's warm, deep, and a little nostalgic. Here's how I make it. Take 1 clean spray bottle or use an essential oil diffuser. Add 6 drops of jasmine essential oil. Add 4 drops of sandalwood. Add 2 drops of bergamot. Fill the rest of the bottle with distilled water, if making a spray. Shake gently. Jasmine has a soft, emotional scent, almost like a quiet memory. Sandalwood is grounding, rich and earthy. It brings stillness, like a forest after the rain. And bergamot, just a touch of it, lifts the blend ever so slightly, like hope rising on the edge of sorrow. This blend doesn't try to make you forget. It helps you remember, softly. Sometimes I'll spray it in the hallway where my husband used to hang his coat. Other times I'll diffuse it by the window and just sit with my tea, listening to the rain tap the glass. It's not a moment of sadness. It's a moment of honoring, of remembering the people we've loved, the days that mattered, the homes that held more voices than they do now. And in that scent, I don't feel alone. I feel connected. If you've lost someone, whether recently or long ago, I hope this little blend can bring you a small kind of peace, not to erase the missing, but to sit beside it gently. Up next, I'll show you something special you can make from these blends. A small, beautiful memory jar you can keep or give as a gift. It's not just fragrance in a jar, It's a feeling you can share. 6. Memory jar? Gift. Someone a feeling. There's a kind of gift that doesn't come wrapped in shiny paper or tied with a perfect bow. It's the kind that's felt, not just seen. The kind that whispers, "I remember you," or "You still matter." That's exactly what a memory jar is. A memory jar is not just a craft. It's a gesture, a message, a quiet way to tell someone, "You're not alone." And the beauty of it is, you don't have to be crafty, creative, or even good with your hands to make one. You just need a little time, a few simple ingredients, and the desire to share comfort. Start with a small clean glass jar. You can reuse an old jam jar, a mason jar, or even one of those small candle jars that often get tossed away. Wash it gently. Remove the label if you'd like, and dry it completely. Next, pour in some coarse salt, about halfway full. The salt isn't just filler, it serves a purpose. It holds the scent, absorbs moisture, and slowly releases the fragrance over time. Think of it as the steady foundation holding the whole memory together. Now, pick a scent. But don't just pick one at random. Choose one with intention. Maybe a blend that reminds you of your mother's garden, or your best friend's favorite candle, or a peaceful moment you once shared with someone now gone. Here's one of my favorite blends to use in a memory jar. 10 drops of lavender essential oil for calm and peace. 5 drops of sweet orange for warmth and joy. 2 or 3 dried cloves for comfort and depth. Optional, a pinch of dried rosemary or a small sprig of dried lavender. Stir gently with a wooden stick or spoon. Then, seal the lid and take a moment to hold the jar in your hands. This isn't just a mix of scent and salt. This is a keepsake, a reminder, a silent comfort someone can open when they need it most. If you're giving it as a gift, add a little tag or handwritten note. Something simple, a message like, "For days when your heart feels heavy," to remember you're loved. Breathe deeply. You're safe here. Tie a ribbon around the lid or leave it plain. It doesn't need to be fancy to feel meaningful. I've given memory jars to neighbors going through grief, to friends battling loneliness, and even to my own daughter, who keeps one at her desk for the days when the world feels too fast. She once told me, "Mom, every time I open that jar, I feel like you're right here in the room with me." That's what this is about. Creating a moment. A pause, a breath. And of course, you can make one for yourself too. Place it by your bedside, in your reading nook, or even by the front door so it welcomes you every time you come home. In a world where so much feels rushed or forgotten, a small jar with a handmade scent can remind someone they are seen, cherished, and remembered. Coming up next, I'll share my own bedtime scent, the gentle sleep spray that helps me ease into rest each night. It's soft, simple, and has become a part of how I say goodnight to the day. 7. Gentle sleep spray. My nighttime ritual. There's something sacred about the quiet that settles in at the end of the day. The dishes are done, the lights are dimmed, and the world outside begins to hush. But even in that stillness, sleep doesn't always come easily. Sometimes our minds stay busy, wandering through memories, to-do lists, and what-ifs. And as we get older, sleep seems to change. It becomes lighter, more fragile, and sometimes harder to find. That's why I created a gentle ritual, something I look forward to each night. It's simple, soothing, and helps me transition from the noise of the day into the calm of evening. I call it my gentle sleep spray. It's made with just a few ingredients, but it carries so much comfort. Here's what you'll need. 2 cups of distilled water, 10 drops of lavender essential oil, 3 drops of vanilla essential oil. Optional, 1 teaspoon of witch hazel or rubbing alcohol to help the oils mix with the water. Combine all the ingredients in a clean spray bottle. Shake gently before each use and store it somewhere easy to reach, on your nightstand, your dresser, or even in the bathroom where you start your nighttime routine. Each night, about 15 or 20 minutes before bed, I spray a light mist over my pillow, across my sheets, and sometimes just into the air around my room. The scent is soft. It doesn't overwhelm. It simply lingers, like a whisper telling your body it's safe to let go. Lavender has long been known for its calming effects. It helps lower stress, reduce anxiety, and prepare the nervous system for rest. Vanilla, warm and familiar, adds a touch of sweetness that reminds me of my grandmother's kitchen. It brings a sense of home, of comfort, of childhood safety. And that's what makes this blend so powerful. It's not just about sleeping. It's about feeling safe enough to sleep. It's about creating a space where rest is welcomed, not rushed. Some nights, I sit quietly after spraying it, maybe with a book, or soft music, or just my thoughts. It's a time to reflect, to release, to thank the day for what it gave me, and to let go of what it didn't. And what I've found is that the more I honor this gentle ritual, the better I sleep, not just because of the scent, but because of the message it sends. That I deserve rest, that this moment is mine, that even in the quiet, I am not alone. If you have trouble sleeping, or even if you just want to end your day with more calm, I hope you'll try this blend. You can adjust the scent to what feels right for you. Maybe a little chamomile, or a drop of cedarwood. Make it yours. Make it meaningful. And above all, let it remind you, you've done enough for today. You're safe. You're loved. Now, it's time to rest. In the final part of this video, I want to leave you with a few closing thoughts. A soft reminder that your home, your scent, your rhythm, it's all a reflection of who you are. And it's beautiful, just as it is. Your home, your story. As we come to the end of this time together, I want to leave you with something that matters more than any recipe, blend, or tip I've shared today. It's this. Your home doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. It doesn't need to smell like a department store or look like a magazine page to be meaningful. It only needs to feel like you. A home should reflect the life you've lived inside it, the laughter that echoed in the kitchen, the hands that folded the laundry, the quiet evenings you spent looking out the window, thinking about the people you love. All of that lives in the walls, in the furniture, and yes, even in the air you breathe. That's why scent is so powerful. It doesn't just freshen a space. It carries memory. It grounds us. It comforts us in ways we sometimes can't explain. One whiff of lavender, and suddenly we're 10 years old again, wrapped in a soft towel after a bath. A hint of vanilla, and we're back in our mother's kitchen, watching her bake something sweet on a Sunday. These aren't just smells, they're stories, and your home is full of them. So as you take these little blends into your own space, I hope you give yourself permission to create something that feels personal. Something that doesn't just smell nice but feels right. Something that says, I am still here, I still care, and this space, this life, is still full of meaning. Maybe it's a bowl of soft scent in your bathroom. Maybe it's a calming spray near your pillow. Or maybe it's a memory jar you give to someone you love, with a handwritten note and a fragrance that says what words cannot. Whatever you choose, let it come from your heart, because what makes a home sacred isn't what's in it. It's how it makes people feel. And if your home, no matter how big or small, can make someone feel seen, safe, or simply welcome, then you've already created something extraordinary. Before I go, I want to thank you, not just for spending this time with me, but for all the ways you keep showing up with grace, for continuing to care, for continuing to create moments of peace in a world that can sometimes feel too loud. If this video brought you any comfort, any smile, or even just a little bit of quiet joy, I'd love for you to let me know. Leave a comment, share your favorite scent, or maybe just say hello. And if you'd like to see more gentle, thoughtful videos like this, you're always welcome to subscribe and come back anytime. Remember this: you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are still creating beauty. One breath, one room, one quiet act of care at a time. Take care of yourself. You've earned it. And until next time, may your home continue to smell like peace, memory, and love.